Okay, so we're going to have a look at The Gambler by Kenny Rogers. It's a great song for beginners, this, because it's 3 chords. And it is a bit of a challenge because the length of time you play the chords is irregular. So it's sort of a bit of a step up if you've learnt a couple of songs that are 3 chords, 4 chords that constantly cycle round, and you want something that's got a bit more to it. So, okay, there's 2 ways to play these set of chords. So you've got a G, a C, and a D. So standard open basic chords. So if you're comfortable with these, playing these shapes, G, C and D, like that, with just your 3 fingers, then I would say stick with that. There is a nice way, if you're in the key of G, to move around these shapes, where it is if you put your 3rd and 4th finger on these 2 strings here, so on the 1st and 2nd string on the 3rd fret, and you can move around these shapes with these fingers. So you do a G, and if you move it down, so I'm moving the shape down here at the top, that is a C add 9 chord, but it will work in this sequence if you listen. So that's your G, that's your C add 9. If I do traditional, so it gives the same sort of effect. So that's putting then 2 fingers there. I do advise this with a lot of my beginners. If you could play this, you can sort of get answers quick and get playing songs that sound good a lot quicker. So there's your C add 9. So when you move into your D, the trick to this is take off all your fingers by your 3rd and then place these on for the D. And then when you're going back to your G, put your little finger on and then move back up here. So you can see when I move G to D, if you can see my 3rd finger's static. And that's why I like this set of chords here, because there's not much movement to it. Even though you're thinking, oh, that's all 4 fingers, but really these just stick down there once you can get used to them just being planted down there. So G, C add 9. Take them all off, leave the 3rd on, get to D. Eventually you would just do that movement in one go. Now on the C, no matter what C you play, that one or that one, see my thumb's always touching that top string. You want it to click like that, so you can have freedom strumming all the strings without this. Because that note there is a dull ache when you're playing a C chord. So if you know, it's a subtle thing, probably not many people talk about, but you need to, a lot of chords you need to mute this top string. Only if it's a G or an E kind of shape, that's the only time you hit this 6th string. Every other chord, your D's, your C's, your A's, the thumb's always here. So you got G, C, D. And if it's sounding a bit like, you need to pick through each note and make sure every note's clear. That's clicking, and then it's going to sound clear. So a good tip, always start your 1st finger right up to the edge of the fret there to give these fingers a good chance of getting on. If that started here, you'd be on the wrong side of the fret here. That sounds pretty awful. So get that there. So that's got a fighting chance of getting a good position. Okay, so that's the chords. Just practice them. You might want to just pause and work on them. I'm going to just show you a simple strumming pattern. So this is probably one of the most basic ones I use, but if you just stick on a G chord, you go down, down, up, down, down, up. So that's 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. So if you notice my hands constantly moving like this, there's no sort of erratic movement. So down, down, up, down, down, up. It helps you to physically say it. So down, down, up, down, down, up. So 2 lots of down, down, up, down, down, ups. That is a bar of 4. So when you look at the chart and you can see the 1st chord, you can see that it's 2 lots of that. So you got G, you got down, down, up, down, down, up, and again down, 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 up. Okay, so that's why I like this C add 9, because you can move to this C kind of quick. You're only on it for 4 beats and move back. So this little movement is just this, rather than your whole hand shape shifting round like this. But like I said, if you're comfortable with that, then just go for it. So let's go from the verse 1. So I'll just shout the chords first. So G, so down, down, up, down, down. Another G, and then to C, back to G. We're on the second line, so G, G again, so that's 3 lots of 4 there, then to D, back to G, G again, then C, back to G, last line is C, to G, and then D, back to G. So that is the whole verse. If you look through it, the verses are the same. So once you've mastered that chord progression, you can play all the verses. So I'm just going to sing it now. So when you're following the words, when it says on a train, so when I say the word train, you must move to C. Bound for nowhere, so C, nowhere, you move to G. So after a point of counting, you want to switch off from that really and just feel it and read the words and look at the chord above the words. Okay, so let's start on the G. 1, 2, 3. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with the gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns in staring out the window in the darkness. I need to read the words. Till boredom overtook us. They now, and he began to speak. He said, okay. Alright, so let's have a little look at verse 2 while we're in the swing of that. So G, 1, 2, 3, 4. Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces. Second line, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. And if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice. So at the end, it does sometimes play two lots of G. Here it's 1 lot of G. At the end of the chorus, you play 4 lots of G. So okay, let's go for verse 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette, and he asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You've got to. Okay, so the chorus is slightly different. You can see on this second line goes to a C, 2 bars of G in the middle of that line and a D. So it is the same chord, so if you can just follow it. I might just shout the chords out first. So G, 1, 2, 3, 4. G, G again, and then C, back to G, and then C, to G, G again, to a D, back to G for 2 lots, and to C, back to G, stay on G, D, and then G, for 4 full lots of it. Okay, so let's play this chorus. I'll do the little line before. You've got to. Ready? You've got to know when to hold 'em So let's go for verse 4. On the record it does jump up key, but I'm just keeping this very simple for beginners, so I'm just going to keep it all in the same key. So you ready? Verse 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And verse 5, 1, 2, 3. And when he's finished speaking, he turned back towards the window, crushed out his cigarette and faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler he broke even. But in his final words I found an ace that I could keep. Last chorus, 1, 2, 3. You got to know when to hold her. Sing. Know when to fold her. Sing. Know when to walk away and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. Leave time enough for counting today when the work is done. And then you can see it goes round 3 times. Okay, so that's a great one for beginners. Even if you're struggling to keep up with me, say your D's a bit slow or whatever, if you just keep going over this song, playing it along, just rewind it, and eventually you'll be surprised how quick you can do the change. Now, a good tip is to just let go of looking at your hands. Just trust your subconscious to just move to the right place. Yeah, even if you go like this and you're like, oh, that's rubbish, right, what's going on? Right, I'll try that again. So then just trust your instincts to move to the right place, and eventually if you just let go and do that, you will play through these chords like this, and you can keep your eye on the screen or on the lyrics and that. So, because sometimes when you look away and change, you look back, you're like, where am I at? How many beats? So you'll be surprised how quick you can get to that stage. Okay, so if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be great, because it helps boost what I do, and once I hit a certain amount of subscribers, it means I can take it a bit more serious, maybe put out some more videos and that. So that's always a positive, and I'd really love doing these videos, helping beginners out, answering your questions and all your feedback's brilliant. I like to simplify it, and I like to think that I do it in a slightly different way to other things you see online. So just give us your feedback, let me know if it helps, let me know if there's anything else you want to work on. And it's been great showing you this song. Great tune. All right, thank you, goodbye.